Hi, welcome back to another video on my YouTube. We are welcomed by Santana, exMachine. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. So, before we move on to the questions, how's your experience been since going on Drag Race?
Oh my God, my experiences going on Drag Race has been crazy to say the least. I've been able to do so many cool things. I've just released my single X-Ray that is out now. I have my music video out. I have merch, and these are things that I never thought in a million years I'd be able to do, or I should do actually, because I'm very self-deprecative, creative. But it's been amazing, and I'm super, super happy and proud.
All right. So, who inspired you to do drag?
Oh, this is a really good question. Honestly, I've done drag since I literally was 5 years old. And a lot of people say that I started off when I was a kid. No, I kept on going till I was 14. So you can understand how bullied I was. and but no, drag has been a part of my life since I can remember, honestly. And my biggest inspiration starting was MTV, music videos when I was growing up, early
Oh, yeah,
2000s. Back at the time when MTV actually did music videos.
yeah.
And that was my favorite. So no, like Christina Aguilera, Roller Girl, like all these like Y2K pop stars were like really my true inspiration. But honestly, nowadays I don't want to sound cheesy or anything. My biggest inspiration is actually my mom and my sister. They are like the strongest women that I know. And they've been through so much hell back and forth, and they still keep on pushing and keep on doing it because the men in my family are not really the best. And I'm one of them. So no, but I think like they are truly like the biggest inspirations I have.
Would you ever go back and compete again on like on All Stars, maybe, if they did do one?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't know if RuPaul is even watching this because only she can judge me, but I definitely would. I feel like doing Drag Race Sweden, I mean, it was a year ago since that show aired, but I feel like it didn't really showcase who I am as a person. Now, granted, I got to show some amazing looks and talents and stuff like that, but I feel like a lot was lost in the editing. I didn't really get to share any personal stories, and some people got to share multiple. Um, so I feel like that was a little bit disappointing to see. So I would love to go back and just share the stupidity and the person that I am.
Okay. Who is your idol?
Ooh, my idol. Who is my idol? Jesus? No, I don't know. Look at me. Do you think I've been touched by Jesus? Absolutely not. I've been touched by a guy named Jesus, but that's a different story. And my idol, I mean, I have to say RuPaul. I'm sorry, but like that's the reason why
Yeah.
I'm actually like doing this interview and like that gets to have the career that I have. But other than that, like bigger idols, I mean, I have to keep it local. Also in Berlin, I have to give it up for Bobby Breakout. If you haven't watched Drag Race Germany, she's an amazing political artist and a drag queen. If you haven't seen Drag Race Germany, she's an amazing host as well. So definitely her as well. I mean, I can go on and on.
I literally watch every single Drag Race season, even if I can't understand what anybody's saying. I
Have
just watch
you?
them all. Yeah.
Oh, you are one big homosexual. I love it.
So moving on. If you could go back in time on your season, would you have done things differently?
Yeah, I definitely would have done things differently. I mean, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Everything is done and like wrapped in a can and everything. But I would have definitely prepared a better reveal runway, which was essentially the thing that knocked me into the bottom in the first place. But honestly, I feel like when I did Drag Race, I prepared as much as I could. You have a very limited time span to prepare everything. So unfortunately, that fell short. But like, if I could turn back time, I would have done a basic reveal outfit because some of these bitches did, and they were safe. So
Uh, what made you feel like it was the right time to apply for Drag Race?
it was on. Okay, I'm not gonna be one of these like hippy dippy people and be like the universe told me. No, honestly, like I was in a very good place in my life and my career, and I got tagged in this Instagram post when the news came out about Drag Race Sweden, and so many people wanted me to audition, and I was like, this has to be a fucking joke. Like, Drag Race Sweden? What the fuck? So I'm like, I have to try out. I'll be a dumbass if I didn't. So honestly, what I'm really proud of my audition process is the fact that like I've done drag for 9 years, and up until that point, I was like, I've collected enough material and enough craftsmanship and experience to actually like have the full package. So I just went in completely myself and was just a big old dumbass with a sense of humor, and that essentially led me to be cast on the show. So it all turned out. Just be yourself, kids.
Yeah. Describe Drag Race Sweden in one word.
I have so many. How would I describe it in one word? I mean, to be honest, I would say weird. I mean, before I said that it was very interesting, but that's a very nice political correct way of saying it. It was very fucking weird. We were very like groundbreaking in our season. Like we had fucking Electra winning the first mini challenge. She got immunity for one episode and then never again. We had Antonino Nutshell coming back, winning the reading challenge, getting back into the competition, and I'm like, it was just weird. And I like the fact that Sweden did it their own way. Yeah. But like, as an advocate fan of like RuPaul's Drag Race, as so are you, you kind of expect this kind of McDonald's routine that like it's gonna be this way for every franchise. And then Sweden came around and be like, let's do something differently. And I'm like, nah.
What I love about watching different seasons as well, because I know like you get the fans that are going, oh, another season of Drag Race, another season of Drag Race. But the most thing that I actually love about watching Drag Race is every different country has their own drag aesthetic, and that's what I really like to see.
Yeah. It's incredible. And I think also for like what's funny with watching the American version is RuPaul every fucking season will say, for the first time in Drag Race history. And I'm like, it's enough. We've done so many for the first times ever. Like we popped our cherries way too much watching this.
So moving on to the next question. What challenge would you have loved to do on your season?
Okay, I don't want to sound conceited, but I would have loved to done the finale episode just with the choreography and writing your own verse, because I wrote all the lyrics to my song X-Ray, and I love to write lyrics and songs. And funny story about that actually is the fact that I was eliminated, and when you're eliminated from Drag Race, you get put into a hotel. But when I was eliminated, they just checked me out the day after, because that's the rules. Yeah, it was a lot, because you're eliminated. You thought you're going to win. And they're like, yeah, we're going to check you out now. So they were this close of sending my sister, who lives in Stockholm, a non-disclosure agreement. And Admira Thunderpussy, who eventually won the season, she offered that I could stay in her apartment. And it was so nice for her to do that. So whenever the episode came around, we got to go back in the studio. And she said, oh my God, we have to write our own lyrics and in English. I'm like, I got you, girl. So I sent her out like a bunch of rhymes and ideas, and she used a part of that for her verse. When she says, it's really rude to stare, but you can admire. So
I loved that song when it came out. I absolutely loved it. Me too. Yeah.
You're welcome.
I loved the version with the host and the judge. As well, but I think it was just a good staple song for Drag Race Sweden.
So cool, because normally you do a RuPaul song, but this time they had like their own song, which is incredible. And Admira, I'm looking at you. I want royalty.
She wants royalty.
Yes, she's the queen, but I want royalty.
So moving on to the last question. Who would your dream versus the world cast be?
Ooh, I mean, I, again, conceded, I want to say myself, but I think it's a different thing. I think what's cool with doing any All-Star season or UK versus the world or versus the world in general is I want to see people who were not really fairly represented on the season. I want to see people that like you kind of almost forgot about, but still when you watched it, you loved them. I want to see like Akasha from season 1. I want to see April Carry On. I want to see all these like a little bit randomly picked queens and see what they've done with their life and see what they've done with the careers that they've been like given by RuPaul. So definitely that. And I'm super, super excited about the UK versus the World season 2 because that cast
I know.
incredible.
That cast is fire.
Right. I was at DragCon just recently and I saw some of these bitches and I'm like, yeah, they were on this season. And then I look on Instagram the day after, they're on fucking TV again. And I'm like, oh my God.
I was at DragCon as well. I was when Michelle Visage was on stage announcing. I was like, oh, who's the cast going to be? And it was literally like you couldn't have picked a better cast to represent the world, really.
That was just so short, which is so funny.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know if you caught that on what I just said, but I said you couldn't have picked a better cast to represent the world.
Oh my God, I thought you meant like RuPaul or anything. Oh my God, yeah, I think. Actually, yeah, but the thing is, like, I am super excited for all the queens that have been on the franchise. But speaking about being on DragCon, it was so funny because it kind of humbles you a little bit because we're like 200 queens at this point. So even though it's a really great honor to be a Ru girl, now you have to work triple as hard to like stand out amongst these amazing bitches. So yeah, I'm super proud of being a part of the franchise, but like it's a lot of fucking work.
I know. I was like standing watching, and my feet was killing because I was like, how many queens? But I was living for it. I was like wanting more and more to come through. But could you just imagine like every single drag race queen at DragCon?
Yeah. It's insane. And the best thing about that, when we were walking on the pink carpet, we were behind the main stage and they had like really hot guys in Speedos holding like our
I saw them,
flag. Full on Hunger Games realness. And I'm like, are we gonna kill each other? I don't know.
Right. Thank you so much for joining me on this interview. And I hope to catch up with you soon.
Yes, you will. Thank you so much for having me again.
And if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can we get an amen?
Amen. Let's masturbate and love ourselves.
All right. Thank you very much.
Ciao. Have a lovely day.
Please like and subscribe and comment down below what you thought.